Отлично. Замечательно. Диск Elysium. Все, погнали. Ну, я уже поиграл, конечно, немножко. Поделал смешных выборов. Как наши, прямо, государственные. Так, у нас есть амфетамин, у нас есть фонарик, у нас есть полиэтиленовый пакет, сигареты, бутылка с амфетаминами еще, пиролидон, журнал неудачи и ненависти и крутой мент, конечно же. Так, время день. Зачем мы здесь? Найдите деньги. А, точно, мне же еще ночевать где-то надо.
Sorry, man. I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Окей.
Is the Harman Welshie W2, made in Vespa, designed in a discount? I do have to keep...
Just don't ask him for the smallest amount. You'll insult him. The others will work.
I say, it's...
What did I say? And what did you do? Damn it, man. You're buying it for 12 now, I guess.
Блять, я долбоёб. Я не раю, я его не раю. А, бля.
Absolute.
That's odd. Why doesn't he like music?
The stuff I record myself. Silverware shaking in drawers as motor cars race by. Nocturnal animals climbing on the roof. Airship rotors. That kind of thing.
Чувак,
Maybe you should ditch music as well. Get into these more experimental sounds.
Может, кстати, реально, блядь. По факту. Может, тебе продать можно что-нибудь? У меня, может, есть что-нибудь.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with it. Sure. Let me have a look. I'm not purchasing anything else you're thinking of selling.
Окей, у нас 8 реалов есть. Окей. Бля, я ему фигурку продал.
Oh, no. A photo.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic baths are. But the tattoos on the man are not that.
Another time, perhaps.
Ладно, пошли искать бабки. Пойдем бутылочки, что ли, пособираем. Самое прибыльное, наверное, что можно делать в этой игре.
This Postlavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized.
Хороший ящичек, конечно же.
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic. Thankfully then, so do you. But the documents inside the envelope still...
It's not going to be that easy. We need to dirty our hands with the signatures. I assume that's the goal.
Ладно, я вспомнил. Нам же еще надо этот... Да. Бутылки можно мне где-нибудь? А, вот, это... Ага, я уже это все смотрел. Делаем реальные бабки. Бля, оба в жизни столько же платили бы, если за бутылки. Я бы только этим и занимался бы, реально. Ну, хотя столько примерно и платят. Что вот это? А, это тоже мусор? Это же круто. Что она мне сейчас полицейскую волну дадет? И трепет. А вот это... Внушение. Ты посмотри, какой он у меня. Блять, он такой крутой в нем, сука. Ладно. Хули ты там пиздишь?
The streets will flow red once and all. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type.
А, Синди Джи, о, кстати.
Last time I was
Только что
tested for
видели
Hep C.
на мусорке надпись.
Go where? Accosting a minor?
Listen to your partner, pig man. Keep your grubby hooves like a little old lady.
A brush, an artist. The red splatter is urban expressionism. The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago.
Ozon
2 days
это
travel
стримеры.
away from Rivershore. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Окей,
Good
я тебя
idea,
понял.
piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozon. What for? What do you think well, if it's for art, but what kind of art are we talking about? Sounds like you're just about to live out your self-pity, not make a statement. I can't have shit art on my conscience. Yeah, not gonna hold my breath, Piggy. You look like you'd suck. Everything really.
They do say the painter always paints his own portrait. No, it's great.
That's pretty fucked up. Even for you, Piggo.
Ладно.
Stop quivering like jello. Then you won't get fucked.
Fuck off.
You're a real sad sack. You know that? Go ahead then. art it up. Just try not to hurt yourself. I'm no self-portrait. Oh,
Bilbo.
Fuel? That wasn't paint. It was heavy fuel oil, marked red for use by government vehicles.
what do you think I was using? Aquarels?
You know what you should be able to find in that beautiful wall deserves nothing less.
Damn.
My fuel oil is for my kinema. Use your own fuel if you are unable to contain your artistic impulses, but please, leave my kinema out of it.
Watch your back.
Кисть у нас есть. Замечательно. Теперь надо стену разукрасить. Надо найти мазут. Да.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your combo type.
Так.
Guess. No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official. Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Не, типа. Мне не жаль.
No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying
Да,
sorry.
блядь, да
in
ну
2
тебя.
minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million.
Окей.
That won't happen.
Без базара. Отлично.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her
Дождик
green
сегодня будет.
raincoat
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Glad.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his good.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief.
Да.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Why, yes I am. The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft, a 19-pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little.
Да я знаю, ты ж сам сказал.
Lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet?
Да, 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 да.
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued. It's for crossing long distances.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because
просто
you have the
обязан.
guns and the ammo.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Точнissimo. Это классовая борьба, детка.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A?
Mm-hmm.
33A? This old proletariat.
The synapses flesh.
Okay, it is anti-centennial. I assure you, they drove quite a hard bargain. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my fast, lightweight, internal...
Yes, but no shame.
Shit.
Good. Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. Good luck is only...
What the man means is that the Emergencies Act and the...
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
Okay.
But I am derailing us. I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines'
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Oh, so you've met him. Has he beguiled you with his
My colleague has his peculiarities.
Of course. To each... Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he granted the union in prior
This isn't the first time the...
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its
Охуеть,
Martinez
блядь.
terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was called...
This checks out.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interest. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes,
Да
Edgar
ну
looks
нахуй.
exactly like his brother, except that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how
Понятно.
they circumvent the term limits, you see,
Мгм.
with a funny little switcheroo. While in office,
Как
they've embezzled God
медведи
knows
с Путиным,
how much
короче.
of their workers' dues. The Debardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say...
A mob. The Debardeurs are a crime syndicate.
Mob ties,
Sad as
gang
it may be,
ties.
we are forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is... Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union.
Disappear?
Ага.
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Это может быть вот эта белобрысая, которая из отеля вообще почему-то, она же тоже пропадала.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
М.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union. The scabs. You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you
Okay.
at a later.
Of course.
Хорошо.
How else can I help? You have. And how did you like Mr. Clare? Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he... Corruption. That's how it...
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's...
Intellectually
Точно.
speaking, it would be quite interesting.
Что
to
она скажет об
she'll
этом?
like
Скажи,
you
что
for it.
понравится.
Sounds like he has you running errands, detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it? Ah, yes. I've been meaning to...
With longing.
Ага.
Clear and simple longing. Strange. Why does she want to go?
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Marseilles.
О,
He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another. Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me.
Опять,
My
да, про свои
paramour
яхты.
certainly did not. Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriend was on with our shiny boats, like reavers. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the coalition landed in '08. Imagine.
She's sentimental, all right. You don't know enough about her to find out why exactly. She will keep her secrets for now.
A youth centre with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it. Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to help him.
Ah!
Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information? Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road? Until then, is there anything I can help? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope...
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
Спасибо.
Hey. Psst, psst. Hey.
А,
You.
чё?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. Oh yes, the mask of everyone can see that. So tell me,
Нет.
very well, I guess no one will say communism then.
Нет.
Tell the working man it's over, unless any no objections.
Никто не
It's
возражает.
mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine? No. I'm sure I heard someone say cocainism.
Кокаинизм это круто.
Anyone else? There's no one. Okay then, lie down and...
Я против.
It's clear you like the hardcore, Bruta. Evening falls. The time has come to take
Давай.
the vows of blood and flesh. Lower intestine. The term is metabolic and circulatory system. Fascism, Bruta. Many things, but it's mostly about trusting your gut. Who does your gut tell you is the source of Revachol's problems? Quit stalling, Bruta. We're talking about the weakest, worst, most insane thing.
В слабом звене.
Yes, them. Women. Women. Men of war. You don't like them. They're insane. Their idiocy needs to be scrubbed off this world with rubbing alcohol. Women need to go back to the fucking kit. That's what fascism boils down to. The rest is also important. But the main thing is that women need to know their place. Stomach truth. You're having a stomach truth.
Да?
Because you've said the hard things that others won't say. The good things, you've said them many times.
Да?
Okay, yes, let's call it that. Good thinking. That sounds much better. Traditionalism. You're going to keep your views, right? Keep your views, Brota. For the nation, smart. Best not to mention the women too often. That's why you're the head and I am the stomach. Of course you are, Brota. Of course.
Ничего против женщин не имею. Женщины красивые, женщины хорошие. Бывают умные, бывают глупые, как и мужчины.
Yes?
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your person.
Focus on other people's troubles, not your own.
A moment passes. The lieutenant.
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation. That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down.
Подъебнуть,
But
да.
you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Are they?
You could use a good, normal pill yourself.
А, так у меня есть, я просто не надел ее.
What? These? It's just seasonal clothing. Where is this going? Interesting. I think it's...
It's no mere brain.
Да.
Okay. Art cup.
Art cup. Вот именно что ладно. В этом ладном ателье созрело понимание, что ты пишешь некий сентимент в адрес революционных авиабригад.
I do not harbor a sentiment for revolutionary air brigade. Okay, I wanted to become an aerostatic pilot. Then I turned 10
Видишь
and
как?
realized we no longer have an air force.
Видишь как?
Good. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
Что такое
It's a
соль?
part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist,
Слушай,
isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite.
You're barking at the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite.
так я
I
тебя
never
не
met
прошу
either one
даже
of
ни
my
слова
grandparents,
сказать.
and I've never been to Seoul.
Да, ты не был.
I'm a regular Eversholier.
A point of pride to him.
Он хочет быть ревошольцем. А мы, если что, национальная гордость Ревошоля, между прочим.
No.
Не?
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is. It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Ладно,
The
авторитета не
lieutenant
хватило.
relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Окей.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ну,
The
типа...
lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather
это
rudimentary.
концептуализация называется, то, что ты сам с собой базаришь, да? Ну, я концептуален, блядь, просто пиздец.
The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school.
Материальными и
Is concerned,
внешними
but
сущностями,
this
да?
isn't an old
Это
school
не
case.
old school кейс, по-любому. А как?
What? Think? I do
Да.
most of my work.
А,
inside
ты
my
типа
computer.
пишешь, блядь, и так думаешь, да?
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself. We all have our different mediums.
Ага, вот
You're
как
super
видишь.
lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Это я также.
Good. Let's change the subject. What do you want to know? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
Писькомерение.
His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality.
Я
So
понял.
we've let the union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural
Типа
conclusion.
поэтому нас с разных участков поставили, чтобы никого не обидеть, да?
Well,
Тот,
sort
кто
of.
из нас...
It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district.
Если мы раскроем это дело, значит он наш. Если ты, то он ваш. Без боя. Мне вообще
I
похуй.
think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they say. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a piecing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness.
То есть ты... Ага, да.
Yes, I am an unrepentant spoil sport.
Я тебя уважаю, брат, реально за эту хуйню.
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
I bet you do. If you could only find your gun, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. Most of the interchange doesn't exist.
Да.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
He's actually glad it's addressed now. Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57. Just think about it for a second.
Да.
You're a raging
Меня
alcoholic
также
who
отправили,
showed up
чтобы
3 days
сорвать
later
эту хуйню.
wearing his stained disco
Они хотят,
mask.
чтобы он это
You
сделал.
weren't sent here to win.
I've considered it. It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely. I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations prefer win. I am the finest of nothing.
А я что,
Safe?
похож на лучшего?
But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise. Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
На, ну...
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist. No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it. A moment passed.
What do you want to know? Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember. 3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who
Ну,
was
кто
found
сообщил,
dead
мы
in
уже
Martinez.
поняли.
During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings.
Мгм,
The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching.
мгм.
There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines.
Мгм.
I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. They, classier as we've come to suspect,
Mhm.
didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort.
Мгм.
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover
Да.
and arrest the killer.
Все.
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. Then you are in luck, because we are in the midst of a major strike by the dock workers union. Maybe more than that. The union clearly wants a peace, not just...
Is this a strike then? Or the first shots in a...
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigate strike, coup, revolution. It's...
You feel something rising through you. A familiar feeling. An opinion taking form.
Opinion.
When I said we have to navigate community matters, I did not mean we have any say in them. I meant we should be careful. If we are not, the shit will blow right in our faces.
From an imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted? You mean like a brief? There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief 3 days ago, yeah, during that time, the victim had... Okay then, good.
Magnesium-based life form. We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background radiation to take us further into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key. You are the first of your species, the next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who mags it up, drinks it down, and sniffs it sideways.
Да. Я — это он. Бля, я так угораю. Сила воли, магниевые рецепторы. Логика, такого не бывает, мужик. Ну реально не бывает. Ну ладно, чё, смиримся, блядь. Смиримся. Бывает. Бывает. Я сам магниевая форма жизни. Так, окей, ладно. Нас бутылки как бы ждут. Нам нужно 12 баксов. Нам нужно 12 баксов. Так, здесь мы собирали бутылки. Нет, туда нам не надо.
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest more old bullet holes. At least half a century. A different era altogether.
Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old. No, we are not constructors and renovate not much.
Ладно. Окей. Нам нужен мазут, во-первых. Во-вторых, чтобы стену разрисовать. Во-вторых... О, что ты скажешь? Пошла нахуй. Вот эту стену нам сделать прекраснее нужно. Необходимо. Так. Нам сюда зайти необходимо.
You see set of
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
just as you're about to.
Sir, don't touch that. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal?
Реально.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here.
Talking is always good. Go see what there is something mysterious about. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond...
Да, блядь. Ну вообще, так волосы делали раньше.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in only an echo. No one is there.
Сейчас я переоденусь.
A heavy door with a missing handle.
Мы играем все-таки не по-честному, мы читеры. Бля. И загрузиться. Fuck.
Ow, shoot. Whose moronic idea was it?
Еще раз.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you,
Опять.
covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped.
У меня, блядь, с 3% выбивалось с первого раза, а это вообще что-то не выбивается.
Ow, shoot.
Are you alright?
What is going on? I warn you. Don't tempt the spirits off.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. It's still...
У меня нету навыков.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets
Еще
and
раз.
charms.
Еще
It
раз.
appears to be locked.
Еще раз. Еще раз. Слушай, давай спидов, можешь. Погнали.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in
Конечно,
dozens, if
сразу.
not hundreds, of
На,
little
нахуй.
oddly shaped trinkets and
В
charms.
смысле, успех же
It
был.
appears to be locked. You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take...
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Go fuck yourself. Блять, у меня бухла нету. Чёрт. Что ты об
What
этом
is this
скажешь?
place? We don't have to explore an abandoned gym, you know?
Ну
Besides, no one's
слушай,
been here in Egypt. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flash.
Some
Конечно.
specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of day. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Sounds good.
Опа. Я ему отдам этому деду. Так. А вот эта гантеля.
A barbell lies on it's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. There are no collars on the barbell. Why does it feel so familiar?
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't.
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers. It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Слушай. Я считаю, что нам необходимо сейчас въебать жестко. Сделать это дерьмо просто. Нет? Тебе не кажется? Нужно. Нужно, блядь. Определенно. Нужно нахуй поднять эту гантель. Ебучая штанга, блядь. Да пошел ты, блядь, еще поддержал бы хоть, ёпт. Давай, мы его поднимем. Ты поднимешь ее, сука, рано или поздно. Старайся, блядь. Давай. Делай это, мужик. Давай. Ты сможешь. Голова болит у него, ёпт. Сейчас, блядь.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous.
А мы тут очко опыта не получали, да?
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Делай. Сука, не сделал.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor.
Бля, я до конца буду. Нахуй. Я здесь до, сука, я до 7 утра буду сидеть это делать. Я хочу, сука, чтобы это получилось. Я хочу, блядь. Это должно получиться. Это должно получиться. Это получится, сука.
You managed to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly.
It was never my favorite. At the station gym, I mean. I prefer running. Clears your head.
Голова болит. Вот слушай, а то, что голова болит, это нельзя поправить? Голова болит. А? Спидов там. Еще чуть-чуть. Типа. Голова не будет болеть?
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Делай!
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
Ну и чё ты
A
скажешь?
warm wave
А?
of
Ты.
accomplishment washes over
А?
as you drop the barbells to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to. Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard?
Good technique.
Блять, у нас тут уже... Как так это... Бухла нету, ёпта, зато нахуй. Пахнет кожей и потом. Ну, конечно, это же... Это же, блядь... Джим. Я не буду шутить про то самое видео, где... Put your finger in my ass. Я не из этой лиги. Протеин, наверное. Манекены. Ты посмотри на это. Манекены.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs.
The radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. This is the Ream Civic radio computer.
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to...
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling.
This is where the memory should go.
Nothing happens. Something's missing. Nothing happens. Nothing. Something's missing. There's no tape in the player.
Хорошо. Мы играем не спеша. Мы играем не спеша. Все, у нас есть деньги, если что, на... на этого. Купить у него дерьмо. Мы не бабки считаем. Мы играем на то, что нужно. У нас всего 7 дней.
Tiles on the
Уже
key
второй.
still smoldering. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a...
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Indian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. That was a question. Have you inserted it into the code? Good. Please repeat the...
You should ask her for a hint.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password? No.
A system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Still no. Received. I will register this
Don't worry. Passwords have a way.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you? Fortress Accident is the company on whose... One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive code.
That's not bad.
Any other questions? Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident. Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. The filament slides out of its glowing.
Так, пока с собой забираем. Что это?
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches. Some of the writing has faded. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of
Это типа
welkin.
эльфы.
You make out
Эльфы, да.
autumnal candle welkins, casting, wax-based, translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin.
Опять ты за свою хуйню.
Has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Just look at those details.
And for what? All gone. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on... You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dwarf, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death in Earth, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered." This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss, an abyss of production. These squares look orderly, but beneath them is chaos, worry, pain. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed. As time goes on, The numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days.
Looks like they didn't make it.
Да.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral Untethered," and "Heat Death of the Universe." The full text reads, "Heat Death of the Universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems."
Ну они, короче, какую-то ролеплей игру сделали. Типа
This old
Baldur's
file
Gate
is
3,
having
ёпт.
lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and a diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very history classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles, radio frequencies, UKV 123.6, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important, the leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the game. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Rar, Samara, and even Ilmara. All of this is gone. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Да.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yes, that is the question.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted.
Looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
То есть Ревашель настолько говно, да, типа?
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology. No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalk through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master Frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the story.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked. Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified
Да, да, Baldur's Gate 3, вот это.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real.
Реально. Ей нужно прям дать бюджет.
It's ambitious and untethered from reality, but It's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
О, как хочешь. Мое дело предложить. Я бы закончил эту игру, честно. Опа. Бабки-то идут, бабки идут. Холодильник.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
Таксидермия. Не.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Окей.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
Да, бля, он же работает
The
до сих
fridge
пор. Я-
buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be cat.
Я соболезную всем владельцам этого бизнеса. То есть они и мороженое еще сами делали, кстати. Трубы.
A few
Опа-на.
bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spite. Most of them are rusty and take it. You're a police officer. Police.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still, beautiful thing in its own way. Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting
He
coincidence.
likes this find.
Мы с ним коннект находим, с дружком нашим. С напарником, точнее. А вот это что? Это работает. Это не работает. Ладно, окей, у нас тут не последний, у нас тут люк есть.
A thick layer of coal dust
Ah, это
covers the
котёл.
furnace. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
A lush layer of coal. Now you feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Gra, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in 3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild
Вот так
soul.
вот. Да.
What are you doing? Please wipe your face clean of it.
No, you're a proud warrior. Keep it. These 3 stripes give you strength in this dangerous road.
Адидас,
It
ёпта.
would be foolish to remove them.
And this protects you. Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Just pointing out, this is not traditional 70s war paint. No idea where
Я
you
тоже не знаю, брат, мне
The
похую.
hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Бухла нету. Ничего нету. Что тут
The note
написано?
is written with a...
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take...
Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know... I don't know. I assume it's so...
Didn't you see one right next to the...
Я видел. Я видел. Я видел. Я видел. Я видел. Я видел. Я видел.
This orange machine is buzzing like a... Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. Like stirring your... It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet. Or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure? You slip your fingers under the frozen lid. But if you want to try again, then you need to have the...
По-любому.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand... This orange machine is buzzing. The ice squeaks beneath.
Слушай, я...
You see the...
Yeah, well, that's a... I have no idea, officer. Is ice cream...
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon it.
Я кое-что, ну, знаю уже об этой игре, как я понял. Мы ебашим спиды.
This orange machine
И
is
ебашим.
buzzing like the ice
И она не
squeaks
работает. Мы ее развернем. Я буду тут до конца сидеть. До 9 утра буду ебашить, и мне похуй, я вскрою, и я не могу просто так это сделать. Просто так это оставить никак не могу.
This orange...
Не могу.
This orange machine is the...
Не могу. Мне нужно открыть ее.
This orange machine is buzzing the... This orange machine is the... This orange machine is the...
Почти. Почти, кстати, было. Почти, кстати,
This
было.
orange machine is buzzing like the...
А, забыли, вот. Подать жалобу, точно. Сейчас я подам жалобу. Мгм. Как его звали-то? Сейчас, минутку. 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 Как его звали? Габор Берес. Я не верю, что это он. Это не он был. И это не то. Это не то. Сейчас, моментик. нужно разобраться с вопросиком. Диско. Стрим идет уже час и останавливаться не собирается. Так. Вот он. Один. Как его зовут? Один. Брайан Монгер. Все. Мы берем. И и его нахуй Брайан Монгер, где он? Это как будто не та гонка, нет? Как будто бы не та гонка, нет? Я не понимаю. Где этот Брайан Монгер просто? Где он, блядь? Он не здесь был. И не здесь был. Его просто нету. Его просто нету. Сука. Я не там ищу, да? Я не могу подать на него жалобу. Но все... Если что, я запечатлел, короче, какие люди бывают, блядь, в iRacing. Да и все и так знают, какие там. Опа. Похилились, хорошо. Это что?
Two cables are plugged in.
Ага, стоп, лучше фонарик взять. Мне кажется. А, так у меня... Стой, я же этот... Я же крутой.
Yes?
Не. Нам нужно ломануть эту хуйню.
This orange machine is buzzing like the ice.
Мы будем до конца этой...
This orange machine is buzzing the
Мы до конца будем это делать.
This orange machine is buzzing the This orange machine is buzzing the
До конца!
This orange machine is the
До конца!
This orange machine is the This orange machine is the
Я не сдамся. Я буду здесь сидеть реально хоть целые сутки и ломать
This
эту хуйню.
orange machine is but the
Я не сдамся, блядь.
This orange machine is the ice.
Я не
This
сдамся.
orange machine is buzzing the ice.
Сколько времени там? Сколько времени сейчас не интересует, уже светло.
This orange machine is buzzing like the ice.
16:32. Значит, скоро, наверное, спать надо будет идти уже.
This orange
Ну,
machine
не мне,
is
а
buzzing
тут...
the ice.
Я не сдамся.
This orange machine is the
Я решил, я не сдамся. 3%. Значит, 97, что не получится. Но, сука, 3 получится. Блядь. И бывало такое в жизни. Бывало.
This orange machine is buzzing the ice.
Значит, и здесь может быть. Не с первой попытки, так с 500-й.
This orange machine is the ice. This orange machine is the ice. This orange machine is the
Yes?
This orange machine is but the ice. This orange machine is the ice. This orange machine is but the ice.
Монтировка.
This orange machine is
Где бы взять монтировку покруче? Интересный вопрос.
this orange machine is but the
Очень интересный вопрос. Но ответа на него у меня нет.
This orange machine is the
Нет ответа. Нет ответа. Щиток.
Two cables are plugged into an electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Something close to you dies with a soft
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric This orange machine is... You slip your... If you want to try again.
Попробуем так. Все, последняя попытка.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand crank ice cream churner.
Машина отключена теперь же. Тогда мы сейвимся. У нас больше шансов уже вскрыть ее. У нас больше шансов. Больше шансов. И никуда от этого не денешься. Больше шансов.
This orange machine is the This orange machine is dead. The ice squeaks.
Все, последний раз.
This orange machine is dead. The ice squeaks beneath you see the...
Yeah, well, that's a good... I have no...
Sooner or
Не
later,
знаю.
you will turning the crank. It's all gone now. You'll never become it. What better to us?
Ладно, спиды не помогли. Окей. Пойдем посмотрим что-нибудь. А почему? Мы же там все посмотрели. Почему зеленым светится?
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing...
Потайная комната. Окей. Так, медведь
The
выключился.
bear's eyes are dead and empty.
Так, коптильня.
A thick layer of coal.
Да, в общем-то, больше ничего здесь нет. Ладно, давай воткнем, что ли.
Both cables are somewhere. A machine.
Пойдемте наверх. Во как, бля. Угу. А откуда мы зашли? Мы же вообще из ебеней каких-то зашли. А, через книжный.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the silence. No one answers. Nothing happens after silence. This button looks new, but someone...
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Угу. То есть кто-то здесь бизнес открывает, да?
An off-key.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. Oh, I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead. You ring the doorbell. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair. All you hear is static, but no one up. You ring the doorbell. You wait for a minute. What looks like someone has... You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds...
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
Нихуя себе.
Have you come to place an order?
She sounds almost antique. As if her voice was
Да.
played off an old... Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a...
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
It's a woman. And she knows you. She must be mistaking you for something. No. Something's wrong here. Are you sure she's talking to you?
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care. Ever since I came to live here,
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks...
it's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally finally again.
She sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay. Another seagull passes by.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12, whatever she says, it can't hurt you. You're a different person now. Stronger, healthier, and alright. Maybe not healthier, but it's a bonus that you've drunk so
Жиза.
hard you can't remember any of your past relationships. Oblivion's the ace in your corner. There's a light buzz as you press the doorbell, waiting for a strange metallic taste fills.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to play?
Here come the bad vibes again. Relax. Distance yourself from it.
It's you. My God.
Wait. Is she...
Угу.
Michelle,
Да.
why did you really call? I don't understand.
The voice from the intercom doesn't answer, but you can hear. Your hands are getting cold, and your breathing becomes visible, forming small silvery.
Ever since I came to work, as if my mind's been wiped clean. It's so nice.
And then it hits you. She
Это
tries
запись,
again
конечно.
not to cry, and still doesn't succeed completely. Her quiet sobs sound old. Real or not, your mirror neurons react. It feels painful to be listening to this. Her sound melts into the static from a long-distance phone call. From time to time, you can hear people talking. This is where you hung up the call the last time. But the phone rings in the office with an old-fashioned chime, and someone walks by in a pair of... No one replies, but the static grows stronger, like rainfall. Then, her words are too cold to comprehend. She smells of sodium lights and rain streaks on car windows. Eyes like pipes.
So... It was a recording trapped in the circuitry from some ancient tenant. This sometimes happens. Shall we conclude here? We have other mysteries to solve. Don't take this the wrong way, but during our short stint working
Ну
together...
да, по
That
факту.
is true.
По факту.
Silence.
Ну, интересно. Вполне себе. Так, у нас были какие-то дела. Купить магнитофон, точно. И вернуть деду шар, слышь, кстати. Мы же шар, это...
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull. What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now. No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a...
The best, huh? This isn't even a bull. But fine. I guess you did attempt to right your hooliganism. I prefer the old name. Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. It used to be... You know what? No. They brought me misery, false hope, and disappointment. The revolutionaries sullied them.
You stirred up some bad memories there.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the ID for you, was it? She gave them to me too. And your jealous little heart just...
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston. But not...
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. But I think you have to wait for at least a month. Yes. The terrain here provides an Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire. Why what? Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Так это вы.
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't so, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough. This place is a damn beachhead, son. They didn't do it because they didn't like it. They had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental deterioration.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we plagued Betonk on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never...
You don't even begin to truly understand the players of the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding it.
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
No, they don't. But I'm sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting rabid commies, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned to Revachol.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's near. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. The suzerain is the king. As everyone... It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. The purity of snow always remains.
All you observe.
Мне это
The
что-то
purity of
даст.
snow always reminds.
All you observe.
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity.
As René turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps 2. The larger one is shaped, a crowned head. It's the Croix de Bravour, Cross of Valor. A small blue star in the setting sun was...
For bravery.
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran. There must have been a number.
I'm sure, but I know this uniform's reputation. You are also wondering if I got this for raping women or killing babies. Honor is everything to me.
Whoa. Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off to memory lane.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle, for looking my mortality in the eye.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his...
It was on the first King Frisell, alas.
He really despises that Dries.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Risson marched us against the partisans in Coron. And when I say march, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
It's painful to even think about. Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful.
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the...
Capitaine Arnaud, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. So I grabbed the dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the Jolas freak, he was the commanding officer and I was on duty, just doing my job.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers and that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. Oh no, you have to get shot. Repeatedly.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Botrun. Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battle. Royal blood alone doesn't make arm.
Whoa, man, it is not.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men too.
Oh yes, René, yes.
I'm not getting into this with you again.
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Vigilance officer? What can this all...
Unfortunately.
Мы сейчас его разбазарим прям.
Vigilance officer?
До конца.
Vigilance officer? Vigilance officer? Vigilance officer?
Go low, go deep, go unconventional.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take. I'm not following you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed. The man stares at you, silently frowning. The carabinier crosses his arms and spits in the crater.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk.
The lieutenant looks up from his notes and nods to the old carabinier.
How so, then?
The lieutenant sighs audibly.
And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad.
Your sarcasm will be your undoing, old. Extremely rigid principles this old soldier has. Don't leave room for a change of heart or backing out. The medal is yours. The veteran of numerous armed conflicts extends his right arm with the setting sun. Flashes of bloody and terrible...
Чувак, я тебя заскамил на медаль, ёпта.
All of this, a accompanied by...
Was there something else you wanted to take from us?
I don't think there was anything else I wanted.
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.4. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a bit. I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore.
Так, ребята, я считаю, что нужно сохраниться и идти спать нахуй. Потому что мне надо звонить скоро в 11 утра по работе. Я устал. Я выиграл почти гонку. На меня въебали. Да. 300 в чат. Всем пискам кис, всем кискам пис. Или наоборот.